Hi, and happy new month to every single one of you. To your best month here. Still remain your favorite analyst. It's to give you the latest update in Excel, SQL, Python, and anything in analytics. Today we'll be going over index match and VLOOKUP, and I can't wait to get started. So let's go. In this video we're going to be dealing with VLOOKUPs and index match in detail. We have a mail from our manager, Rena Adams from the New York State restaurant, and she says, "Hey, good day, Frame. Hope you're doing good today. I need your help reviewing some restaurant order records for our recent dataset. So here are the records I'm supposed to look after: customer name, price, payment method, and order time." She's finding some issues in locating them herself after I was able to remove duplicates the last time. I'm going to do this very easily using VLOOKUP. And we also have another mail from her here. As you can see now, she's asking for food items, categories, quantity, and order time again, separately. But well, that's the work of an analyst. We are meant to serve and make information as simple as possible. Now let's get into it. Last time we explained how you can remove duplicates. This time we're going to use VLOOKUP and index match to segregate two different options of data. As you can see, these are my rows of data, and I have already created a very fun table where I'm just going to use my VLOOKUP and you're just going to see it will be as simple as possible. Now, if you're a data analyst, I'm very sure you've been hearing VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, index match. What are these things? Started, oh my days, it was a whole lot of what is VLOOKUP? Because the amount of time I actually had VLOOKUP was just crazy. I realized that VLOOKUP is just another Excel function that just makes life easier for a data analyst. So basically, when you write a VLOOKUP function, these are the very first values you will see: lookup value, the table array, the column number, into column index number, inch lookup. It's just going to be the lookup value. What exactly do you want to look up? Another word for lookup is look for. For instance, we have different order numbers that have been given to us for us to look up their values. My order numbers. I'm going to write now the lookup function and simply put, first thing, say lookup value. Right here, what is my lookup value if I want to be sure? My lookup value is going to be the order ID number that is beside that. So the very next thing we're going to look for or add is our table array. Table array is going to be our entire table, which can simply be highlighted using the Shift, Control, and our arrow keys. Once that has been highlighted, we move on to the next step. Now, the column index number is the number of the column you want to actually collect the value. So if we check out our details, customer name is at the second column. Hence, if we want to write the column number, we're just going to write 2. Lastly, our range index is just, we want an approximate match or an exact match. I need an exact match, and boom. Really need to look at our data to find who that is. As you can see, it's the same Brian Myers. Oh, you can see this is the simple function that we did that gave us this. Now, using the popular drop-down key for Excel, we can get the entire value for all of the IDs as easy as that. And that's it. So you can just repeat that same procedure and over for each column, writing first of all the lookup value, then the table array, then the column index, and then you pick, is it an exact match you want or is it an approximate match? And after just doing just that, you are just getting your things so easily without necessarily scrolling through the entire data, squinting your eyes to get these values. So you can follow up with me as I get these individual values using VLOOKUP. It's very simple. This time is the price. So my price column is at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6th column. So I just use that and then I drag it down, and then you can see it automatically gives me the price for every other number. Isn't that easy, huh? Usually, we would literally be searching individually for each one. Oh my days. Now you can see how easy this is. So we're going to just repeat the same procedure for the rest values. And you can easily just copy and paste the value and change the column index. And we get the same answer for the next column, which is our payment method. And then lastly, we move on to our order time. You can copy and paste and just simply change the column from 7 to 8. And then, oh, what is that? We have to change it to a date time format. And how to do that? We simply just go to our custom date. First of all, we can try short date, but if we use short date, we are not seeing the same date time format. So how do we solve this problem? So simply put, we just go to custom, then we go to dates. If we don't see a date time there, we just simply go to custom, and then in custom you can see a DD, a date, day, month, year, but then you can see another one by close to it that has a date, month, year, hours, and minutes. So once we click that and expand, you can see your date time sphere and date time column. So if we drag down, it's all complete and we are done. As an analyst, we have been able to draft out our data from this entire data set and arrange it in a very suitable format for our manager to be able to use it easily and as simple as possible. So we just put it in a proper format and then we'll move on to the next. Moving on, we're going to now be using index match to provide solution to this second request from our manager. Now this time we just need to fill up food items, category, quantity, and order time. But instead of using VLOOKUP, let's use index match this time and let's see the difference. So how does our index match function work? It's really simple. So firstly, instead of getting an array of the entire table, now are more specific and direct. We are just looking for the array of a single index, like a single column first. Then after that, we move straight into using the match function. And then we'll make use of our lookup value with our lookup array, what we want to look up, and then the specific match. So looking at the above, we see a highlight of a specific column, and then we see a highlighting of a specific lookup array value. And that's how index match works. It's a very beautiful process and it is simple to use as well. Pardon me, the previous video was showing customer names. I just had to edit it correctly and I want to show you now how you can use index match and lookup. Now, if you look at this, we are currently going to change our index array to the very next one, which is going to be for quantity. So we're going to take the array for the entire quantity, and after we've taken that, we're going to lock ourselves. Now, the reason why we're locking this is to make it not to move sideways when we want to do that our drop down that we did in our previous VLOOKUP. The reason why it wasn't really compulsory, although it's really mandatory for you to lock cell, but the reason why I did not do that for the last one is because we took the table array of the entire table. But here we're more specific. We're tailoring just the individual value. Now you can see the lookup value we pick is still our order ID with the arrays well arranged, and then boom, we have our dessert as our categories. So after scrolling it down, we see our individual dessert value for each order ID, which honestly it is so simple and easier to use. We can copy the same function from the order value and just paste it, and then all we just need to change now is the index column. So instead of category, we will use quantity. I think I made a mistake in the cutting of the video, so I apologize. Now we're going to use quantity. The other one was category instead. So we're going to use our shift control arrow to get the highlight all our values, and then boom, we've already picked the whole array we want to work with, and then we just scroll down and oh, we have an issue. Yes, because we did not lock ourselves. So when we wanted to drop down, it started moving from one value to the other. So we have to lock both the alphabet, which is the rows, and our column to stay only on these values. So once we do that and then we do our drop down, exactly, no issue. So after that, we can also copy and also do the same thing for other times. All we just need to change here is our index array. So we take it from being in quantity to being in other time, and then we also remove, because remember we did not lock that value, so it will move, so we have to also change it, and then highlight the other time for our index array value. Remember, the lookup value we're looking up is still our order ID, so that's why it's remaining the same. We are not changing because it's the order ID we are looking up. And if you look at this, there's a little bit more flexibility with this than with VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, you're looking up the entire table. So in case I want to do something much more complicated or complex, I can't use VLOOKUP. I will have to go for using index match. So that's the little difference between both of them, and I'll be dropping another tutorial video where I would use a school data, and then I'll use how I can show you why index match is different from VLOOKUP. So we can change our order time and put it in the perspective date, which is in our data set. So the day, our time, and then we can just drop down and we have everything ready. So that's it, people of God. Now all we just need to do is put everything in a good shape and good arrangement, and we're done. So lastly, there's something else I know I need us to check when we look at this our value. So when you put a cursor in either of these values, currently we won't see a number, we will see a formula. So to change this, all we just need is to highlight all our value, Ctrl+C, and then we go to our paste value, and then we paste the value. So we'll go to paste and then we'll paste value. So once we do that, we can now highlight our individual values for each column. So we'll do that for the second set, and our data set is ready to send to our manager. Thank you for following with me to the end of this video, and I'm really grateful for your support for the last video. It's now currently over 53 views, and keep sharing this to your friends, to your family, those who you think should be in tech and they don't really have what they're doing. Tech is an amazing field where you can join, you can grow, you can learn. So keep hitting that like button, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Thank you. I love you guys. I love you.